How can a person with a six-figure salary panic before checking their bank app? And why does it feel like no matter how much you earn, peace keeps moving further away? A large percentage of high-income earners still report living paycheck to paycheck, not because they are irresponsible, not because they lack intelligence, but because wealth and income are not the same thing. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that earning more would fix everything, that once you crossed a certain income number, the anxiety would disappear, that your net worth would automatically grow with your salary. But what if the real problem isn't how much you make? It's how money flows through your identity. Today, I'm going to break down the psychological, cultural, and structural reasons why you can earn like the top 1% and still feel financially fragile. And trust me, one of the reasons near the end will completely change how you look at your salary forever. If you are seeking financial freedom and ready to make it happen, hit subscribe. We're committed to delivering practical advice and inspiration to transform your life. Let's begin. Number 1. The $250,000 illusion. How can someone earning $250,000 a year still feel anxious before opening their banking app? How can a person who once dreamed of six figures now feel financially stuck? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Income and wealth are not the same thing. Many high earners quietly live paycheck to paycheck, not because they lack intelligence, but because their financial structure never evolved with their salary. You were told that once you earned more, stress would disappear. But instead, your lifestyle expanded, expectations increased, and your definition of enough shifted upward. The problem isn't your paycheck, it's the invisible systems around it. In this video, we're not talking about generic budgeting advice. We're uncovering psychological traps, cultural pressure, identity conflicts, and emotional money patterns that keep high earners feeling broke. And as we move forward, you'll notice something surprising. The real solution isn't earning more. It's thinking differently about ownership, identity, and long-term vision. Stay with me because the final insight will completely redefine how you measure financial success. Number 2. Lifestyle upgrades that quietly drain you. The moment your income increased, your lifestyle followed. A better apartment, a premium car lease, luxury vacations that became normal. Nothing feels extreme individually, but collectively they reshape your financial foundation. When your expenses rise alongside your salary, your stress stays constant. You're earning more, yet your breathing room feels the same. Many high earners fall into this trap because success is often expressed through visible upgrades. Cultural messaging reinforces this. Success must look successful. But wealth isn't built through appearance. It's built through ownership. When most of your income flows into maintaining a lifestyle, very little remains to quietly compound in the background. That's when anxiety creeps in. You might earn more than ever, but if your financial survival depends on constant high performance, it doesn't feel stable. Here's the deeper question. If your income paused for 6 months, how calm would you feel? That answer reveals whether you built comfort or security. And what's fascinating is that this isn't just about spending habits. It connects directly to something much deeper rooted in your identity. Number 3. The scarcity identity that never left. Even when your income grows, your inner narrative may still whisper, "It's not enough." If you grew up around financial stress, your nervous system learned to associate money with uncertainty. So when abundance arrives, instead of feeling peace, you feel pressure. This creates a strange cycle. You earn more, but you don't feel safe. You check accounts frequently. You hesitate to invest confidently. Or on the opposite end, you overspend to prove you've escaped your past. Your identity shapes how you hold money. If you subconsciously see yourself as someone trying to make it, wealth feels temporary. Psychologists often describe this as an internal financial thermostat. When your life exceeds what feels familiar, you unconsciously adjust downward. That's why some high earners sabotage savings or avoid long-term planning. The income is new, but the self-image is old. And until your identity expands, your bank balance won't change your emotional state. But identity alone isn't the only pressure. Once you start earning more, the world around you begins to shift too, and that shift is rarely discussed. Number 4. The hidden cost of other people's expectations. When your income rises, so do assumptions. Friends assume you can pick up the bill. Family members believe you can help financially. Invitations become more frequent. Generosity becomes expected rather than appreciated. In many cultures, financial success doesn't just belong to the individual. It extends to the entire circle. Quietly, money flows outward before it ever has the chance to grow inward. You don't resent helping, but the emotional weight builds. You feel responsible. And responsibility without boundaries creates silent stress. Over time, this drains not only your finances, but your sense of autonomy. You worked hard to reach this level, yet your freedom feels reduced. That internal conflict creates tension. You earn like the 1%, but your financial choices feel controlled by invisible obligations. This emotional taxation makes high income feel less powerful than it should. And here's what makes it more complicated. While you're managing expectations, you might also be misunderstanding what real wealth actually looks like. Cash flow feels powerful. Ownership feels secure. A high salary creates confidence, but ownership creates stability. Many professionals earn impressive incomes yet neglect building assets that work without their direct effort. Income feels strong because it's visible and immediate. Wealth grows quietly in the background. If your lifestyle depends entirely on your continued performance, your brain registers risk, even if your salary is high. That's why some executives earning substantial incomes still feel fragile. Deep down, they know that if work stops, the flow stops. Ownership, whether through diversified investments, property, or business equity, creates a different kind of peace. It reduces dependency on constant output. When assets begin contributing to your future, stress decreases even if income remains the same. The problem is that income feels urgent while wealth building feels distant. So most people delay the long-term strategy. And while they delay, something else quietly erodes their sense of progress: comparison. Number 6. Comparison creates artificial poverty. You might be earning more than 90% of people around you, yet feel behind. Why? Because your reference point shifted. Instead of comparing downward, you compare upward. Social media magnifies this effect. You see entrepreneurs selling companies, creators buying multi-million-dollar homes, professionals discussing early retirement. Even if your life is objectively strong, exposure to extreme success recalibrates your expectations. Your brain stops measuring growth and starts measuring gaps. This creates artificial poverty, the feeling of lacking despite abundance. Comparison doesn't just impact emotions, it drives behavior. It encourages risky financial decisions, unnecessary upgrades, and constant striving without satisfaction. You begin chasing numbers rather than clarity. The irony is that financial peace rarely comes from external benchmarks. It comes from personal alignment, and that leads to a deeper question most high earners never pause to ask: what is your actual target? Number 7. Success without a defined number feels endless. If you don't know what financial freedom looks like for you, you'll never feel like you've arrived. Many high earners chase income growth without defining a clear wealth destination. Without a target, progress feels invisible. You move from one milestone to the next, assuming satisfaction will come later. But later keeps moving. Clarity creates calm. When you define your ideal lifestyle, your long-term needs, and your personal version of enough, something powerful happens. Pressure decreases. You stop competing and start designing. Financial anxiety often comes from ambiguity. The mind fears what it cannot measure. Once you define what security means for you, not society, not your peers, you gain control. And control brings confidence. But even with clarity, there's one final element that determines whether you feel wealthy or drained. Number 8. When money aligns with meaning, you feel rich. The final shift is alignment. If your spending reflects social expectations rather than personal values, wealth feels hollow. You may own impressive things but feel emotionally disconnected from them. On the other hand, when money supports what genuinely matters, freedom, family time, health, creative pursuits, it strengthens your sense of fulfillment. High earners often chase visible rewards while neglecting internal satisfaction. That disconnect creates guilt and restlessness. Real financial confidence appears when your income, investments, and lifestyle reflect who you truly are becoming. It's not about minimizing enjoyment, it's about intentional direction. When your money has purpose, even moderate growth feels powerful. When your money lacks direction, even large income feels insufficient. And that's the transformation, shifting from performance-based wealth to purpose-driven wealth. When you build systems that reduce dependency, create boundaries around expectations, and define your own version of enough, the anxiety fades. Financial peace isn't loud. It's not flashy. It's steady, intentional, and quietly powerful. The goal isn't to earn like the 1%. The goal is to think like someone who understands that wealth is built internally before it's reflected externally. When you apply these shifts, your income stays the same, but your confidence multiplies. And that's when you stop feeling poor and start feeling free. Know in the comments what all did we do right so that we can improve and keep doing that better. Don't forget to share this episode with at least one person who will get some insights, because one video is enough to give people enough ideas to change their lives. I'll see you next video. And also, don't forget to subscribe the channel.